If you're following the stock market, Tesla, its stock price had a big jump, reported higher than expected vehicle deliveries in its last quarter. Its deliveries were up by 14.8% compared to the first quarter. So even though they went down from a year ago, they were better than expected. You see the total deliveries there, and that was enough to drive the stock. Lauren Fix joins us, automotive expert, the founder of Car Coach Reports. Tesla's been an up and down. I mean, it was such a high-flying stock for so long, and it's kind of the main company when it comes to electric vehicles in this country, certainly the dominant force. What led to this, though, on deliveries, that they were able to clear that hurdle, and it helped the stock?
Well, they're certainly building more cars in the U.S. China's not doing so well, and neither is Germany when it comes to production. There's lots of competition from BYD and other China automakers. Right now, Tesla sales are down 24.2% in China year over year, but the stock is up 6%, which is a $45 billion market cap, which is huge. So Tesla is producing product. People are buying it. They are still the leader when it comes to electric cars. And as people are making decisions whether to go electric or not, many have decided not to, but those that have are looking at Tesla because they know what they're getting. They get the charging stations, and that's what people want. And of course, he offers his own leasing programs as well. So he's doing everything he can to try and contain and keep that market share.
He being Elon Musk, obviously. It's interesting because you're right. We've done a lot of stories on the trends in the electric vehicle market. So there's kind of two things. There's other companies that are trying to do this. There's some that do only this, Rivian, and there's all the other old car companies that are having and trying to introduce, many have, electric vehicles. That's where the struggles have been. Now, Tesla's had its own struggles, but it's such a dominant force. How do you see all this playing out? Are we going back to hybrids? Is that where the demand is? Do other companies come up and challenge Tesla in the EV space? What's next here?
There's a lot of great product. Hyundai, Kia, Ford, and GM have put out some great product as well. And their product has an infrastructure for dealers, which is really important. And that's what consumers do like that have gone EV. But more than 50% of those people have said, you know what, it doesn't work for me. If you live in the upper half of the country, where I do, up in the Northeast, it gets cold and you lose battery range. And that makes it anxiety, not just for charging, but also for range. So people are looking at hybrids. You get the best of both worlds. For those who really aren't sure, remember the Toyota Prius when it came on the market. We all kind of chuckled. Well, you know what? Toyota Priuses are selling like crazy.
Well, they redesigned it, right? I mean, that
yes.
thing's, and it's a much, it's a more attractive car, I guess. But yeah, you see a lot more of them.
Yeah. It won World Car of the Year for design. It also won Car of the Year for the North American Car and Truck of the Year jury. I'm on both juries. They've done an amazing job. And the key with the Toyota Prius is not what it used to be. What it is today is you can go 52 miles to the gallon. And you're seeing some other interesting technology coming out. I was just in Korea with Hyundai. They're showing the new hydrogen fuel cell technology that they're talking about putting into play. And then on top of that, what Europe has that we don't have is diesel hybrid, which gets 70 miles to the gallon. Now, if you brought that to the U.S., now you're talking about making customers very happy. 70 miles to the gallon is unheard of here in the U.S.
Why don't we have that? We didn't even have it in trucks or anything, the diesel hybrid? It's not a thing here.
Well, we don't have it here partly because of Dieselgate, which is a fault of Volkswagen, but they are using it in some of the bigger vans, like cube vans. They're not using it in the big trucks. The big trucks that are going from the port of like Long Beach or Miami, they're starting to use methane, which is being converted to hydrogen. And Toyota's been working on that as well as Hyundai. So you're seeing a lot of interesting technologies, but year over year, you're looking, pretty much everybody's down on sales. Most of that is because of that CDK cyber attack, which is still partly down, and it's impacted sales at least, I would say, enough over 2 weeks that you're not going to see any growth until July.
That's had, huh? And it's still an impact. Real quick before we let you go.
On that. Well, there's tentacles on that, and that's what people forget. When that first came down, it impacted the manufacturers. They disconnected from the dealers. But don't forget, banks are connected. The Department of Motor Vehicles, the government, the insurance agents, everything is connected. When you go to buy a car, it's done on paper. We check your credit score. All of that is hampered by this. So CDK is almost back up online. It may cause them to go bankrupt, but there's a huge lawsuit in place, and there's a lot of lost sales.
These black suit hackers, as they're called. Lauren Fix, thank you. All over the automotive beat for us. Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.